So, as a producer, what would you consider skills that are non-negotiable for you to succeed in the industry, particularly Nollywood? What are the skills you consider non-negotiable that you must have to succeed?
Managerial abilities. You should have managerial abilities. You should be able to have organizational skills, because as a producer, you really need that. You need to have an eye for detail. You need to be able to identify what is going to work. I mean, a lot of times you may not get it, but as a producer, you need to also work on your people skills, because managing people, especially managing talent, can be quite exhausting. And also, a producer needs to understand the business side of filmmaking. It's very important because, of course, that's where the go-go is.
What's your step-by-step process of filmmaking from start to finish? How do you begin? What do you do within the process where you get the scripts and where you release the movie? What's your best step-by-step process?
I first read the script, study it, try to picture the outcome. Yes, and I look at it, I check what it will cost to make a movie, because there's some script that you know will be very expensive depending on what is available, what resources that are available to you at the time. So when I get a script, I study it, and when I choose one, I call my team together, which that is my AD, my director, sometimes a production manager. We put heads together, I tell them to read it as well, and let's know where we're going with this. And sometimes we call for an audition, but these days I have to do that. I just either table cast and do close reading. Yes, and we identify people and invite them for a reading. Once we are done with that, we go to we do pre-production. For me, I'm big on pre-production planning, because when you plan properly, you spend less time on set. People say, how can you shoot in 12 days? How can you shoot in 10 days? How can you shoot in 6 days? I keep saying, I don't care what anybody says, it is possible.
We really want to know what, of course, you've done amazing movies and all of that, but what's your criteria for selecting actors, and what do you consider attributes or skills that a great actor should have?
A great actor should have a good voice. I think that voice matters a lot in acting. So a great actor should have that, and should be able to modulate, not just having a great voice, being able to modulate the voice and being able to work, in different yes. Also, the actor should be quite flexible, to be able to play so many roles. I always say actors should study a lot. When I say study, I mean study your environment, try to be very knowledgeable, because I think it will come into play especially when you're researching a character to play. You don't just accept to play a character. You don't do any research. You don't try to see, put yourself and leave the character. So I think a great actor, apart from voice, should be quite knowledgeable.
What are the things you personally consider before bringing someone to us in your movie?
It depends on the character the person is playing. I mean, I look at the physical aspect of it first. Physically, does the actor suit what I want? Then secondly, can the actor act? I really like actors with depth. If you don't have depth, it won't work for me, because I do drama and I need to be able to portray what I'm saying very well. So I need actors with depth to bring out my characters very well.
Okay, let's talk briefly about Hollywood, Nollywood. Well, what do you think are some of the salient lessons we need to learn, or we have to learn? Do we have any lessons to learn from Hollywood as we speak, as for Nollywood as an industry?
We have a lot to learn from Hollywood. I believe because Hollywood is is an older industry.
Yeah.
I mean, they have been there for years, and of course, they have perfected their craft and their art. So we are barely how many years old, but then again, that's not an excuse for some of the mistakes that we make. We learn as we go. So we should, of course, skill is very important, capacity building. We we need a lot of skilled people, especially in the technical aspect of filmmaking. So I think that we should learn that. And also, even in storytelling, learning to distinguish between making a movie for cinema and writing for TV and doing TV drama. There's a whole lot of difference. So those are some of the things I believe we should learn. And well, to me, it's not just about, they have big budgets. We have a lot of low budget productions, but I believe that we're improving and more investors are coming to our industry. And also with infrastructure, we need infrastructure. That is what we really need to learn from Hollywood. Studios, sound stages, and all of that for us to be able to work. Probably you can shoot a whole movie in a studio, but we don't have studios here. I know there was an attempt at that. Example, Tinapa. I don't know how that's going. We do need stuff like that. Those are some things.
What about Tinapa? It's not. What's up in it right now?
I really don't know much, but it looks like it's gone comatose as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know what's happening there. I've hardly heard of any filmmakers working in Tinapa. We need a vibrant studio to work.
Who would you consider the best Hollywood actor of all time, in your opinion?
I don't know whether I would say the best Hollywood actor of all time. For me, is who I like.
Okay, who is your favorite?
My favorite actor.
Okay.
I like Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's a great actor. Of course, everyone who knows me knows I love Denzel Washington. I think he's a wonderful actor.
Have you watched Black Panther?
Yes, I have.
And what do you think about it?
I think it's a great movie. I love the spectacle. I love the costume particularly.
Yeah.
I love the production design. And the acting is good. It's good. I like it. But I don't know if I think it's the best movie of all time. I like the fact that it's a movie that's making blacks unite all over the world. It's interesting, but I don't know why. Well, I reserve my comments on that.
Even though I think the money is not coming to us, we are still making money for.
That is exactly my point. That's why I said let me reserve my
comments. Still not
comments.
for Africans, if you ask me.
Exactly.
Okay, so but then so does it mean that, of course, fantastic movie, but does it mean that you didn't see anything they did wrong? Because I thought, for instance, the what's it called now, the diction or this thing. Of course, I know it was deliberate, but I think they probably didn't perfect that well.
But I didn't see anything wrong with that. I feel that they were working on a fictitious African country or city, so they could form anything. So to me, that was not even the problem. What I think they did wrong was not casting a Nigerian in a major role. To me, I mean, that's by the way, I'm just being sentimental. But for me, when the movie was okay, I'm not sure it's. I've seen better movies, but it was.
So you're not sure? You think it's overhyped?
I think it's overhyped, really. But it's exciting.
Who would you say are your top 3 favorite acts in the industry right now?
I don't like to go into that. There are so many of them that are good, and I don't want to say who is my favorite, is not my favorite. Well, I'm not going to mention.
Okay, but what do you think are the most, to be candid now, who do you think are, like, if you had enough resources and you want to do a massive movie, what are the top 3 you consider first to be your movie? That's Nollywood, Nollywood. Number 1.
It depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I understand. It depends on the story and what you want to do, what you want to achieve.
Exactly.
But in terms of skill and expertise and excellence, when it comes to the acts, who are your like top 2 or top 3?
I like Sam Dede.
Oh, great! Yeah.
I like Sam Dede. I like. We have a lot of great actors that to me have not really been
exploited.
Yes, they haven't been scratched from what they can, the surface of what they can do.
Like
Segun Arinze is a very strong actor, and I like Ramsey Noah. We've worked with him a lot, so I like him. And for the ladies, I think Nse Igwezu is a very strong actress. I like working with her as well. Genevieve Naji, even though she's not acting much these days, I do like her delivery. And Mercy Johnson is quite a strong actress.
How do you think we can, if you had the powers, how do you think we can actually cope or tackle, the issue of distribution in Nollywood, movie distribution?
I think there should be a huge investment in that area.
Okay.
I think that we should have more cinemas, and not just cinemas by certain groups of people, because monopoly, I don't think is right, and that's what's happening in that area of distribution, cinema. Yeah, I don't care, I was going to say that. The monopoly is too much. So if we have so many people, so many companies, many distribution companies, opening cinemas, I think it would really help in distribution. Imagine if we had like at least 1,000 functioning, cinemas in the country. You have options, you have competition, and when you make a movie, you know that at least the first weekend of your movie, at least you see something tangible. For now, apart from the fact that we do not have many cinemas, there's a whole lot of politicking going on in the corridors of power in the cinema section. I think that is horrible. Then piracy is not helping matters. DVD is almost non-existent at the moment. It's just we're at the mercy of a few platforms that
are helping to
distribute the movies. So I think a lot of funding should be pumped into distribution. 50 million will just barely get one community cinema. I am very big on community cinemas. I think that we should do a lot more community cinemas, especially in high density areas, highly populated areas. If we have cinemas almost at every corner where you have a lot of people, I don't see any reason why Nollywood movies will not do well. Because a lot of grassroots, they watch Nollywood movies. If they don't watch, how then do you explain, especially the movies that we make down in the East, still thriving? And that's means that people are watching this movie, even if they're watching the pirated copies. So why don't you take cinemas to the people? Why do you have to make cinemas that elitist? So for me, if I had 50 million naira to invest, I would, as a filmmaker, as an investor, I would look towards
setting up cinemas,
community cinemas.
Wow! So that's a fantastic area to invest right now.
In a country as ours, as populated as ours, I don't think you would go wrong with community cinema. I'm working on that myself. I think there's something there.
Okay, so let's talk briefly about Royal Arts Academy. When we came in earlier, I was pretty shocked to see what you're doing here. I thought you were a movie producer, or apparently there's a whole lot more to it. I saw people lecturing downstairs. I saw the pictures you had on the board. So how has it been managing an institute in addition to being a producer? How do you keep that going?
It's been very challenging, I'm not going to lie to you. The first couple of years we were running at a loss, but I'm passionate about it. And I believe in capacity building. I believe that we have to train the next generation of filmmakers. I believe we're going to have to pass that on. And also, there are very few institutions that are doing that. And now the universities are beginning to really teach film properly. When we were in university,
as a course?
Yes.
Oh,
they have Center for Excellence in Film and Video. Unilag has that, I think. In some universities do have that. So I set up this place because I felt there was a gap. A lot of people at the time were calling me, asking how do I get into Nollywood. And there's no place you can say this is Nollywood. So I felt that I should set up something that would be like a bridge, a window, something, springboard into Nollywood, and not just like a club or anything, but why not set up a school? Why not set up a skill acquisition center? And it would also be a networking hub of some sort where people, producers, directors, people just meet here. We started this in 2008. Yes. It's been a very challenging journey, I must say. We haven't really turned in profits. We're still looking for grants. I am not going to deny the federal government assisted through the capacity building thing that they did, the funding.
the one that was supported or that was supported by
Jonathan Goodman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I mean, I'm grateful for that, but it was very little amount of money that was given. But it helped. We need huge grants, yeah. Because I've noticed that the students, when they come here, they're so excited, and they're like, what you people are doing here is amazing. The teachers, everyone, it's a labor of love, I would say. Hopefully it will turn a profit in the near future. For now, it's something we like doing. We like to share knowledge, impart knowledge, and we make films here as well. The students get to make their short films, they get to interact with each other. We bring professionals to do master classes, we bring resource people from within and outside the country. We've also partnered with the United States Embassy. Occasionally they send us resource people every now and then. We're expanding. This place we have here is not even enough anymore to contain, but we don't have a bigger space, so we can only take few numbers of people.
Okay, is this place owned by Royal Arts Academy?
It's leased
for now.
For now.
Okay. So what you're saying is for now you won't say Royal Arts Academy is as broken even in terms of funding, sustaining itself.
There wasn't much of a loan. It was just something a few friends supported me. We put together some money and we started this. It's running itself now, but we are not turning a profit yet.
Yes. Okay. Great. I think that eventually. So what are the courses you currently offer at Royal Arts Academy?
We offer directing, acting, screenwriting, editing, and we try to do, this is very practical based. Most of our students now, some of them are working with us a lot as actors, as editors, some as directors. The last movie I did, half of the leading roles were taken up by Royal Arts ex-students and present students. Even my editors right now working with me in the studio are Royal Arts students, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's the admission process like for people who may want to,
You have to be 18 and above for now, and at least have had a school cert. So we offer only 3 months courses, and we give certificates at the end of the 3 months. We've just been accredited by the federal government anyway to start the diploma course for 3 years.
Wow.
Hopefully we should start that in September. Thank you. So we're working on that. For now, just 3 months certificate courses.
Can you describe like a day in your life in 10 years? What would Royal Arts Academy be like? Vis-a-vis the dream you have for it.
I want Royal Arts Academy to be the biggest film school in Nigeria, and very practical ways. We want to turn out stars from here. We want to train properly in the art of filmmaking. We don't offer cinematography here because we don't have resources for that, but we're working towards that. I want Royal Arts Academy to be able to also partner with some schools outside the country to train people. Hopefully, we want to expand. I really want this place to be big, not just biggest school in Nigeria for the namesake. No, quality.
Okay, great. In closing, how do you unwind? What's your routine when you want to play? Do you play hard? How do you? What's your?
I read. I like reading.
Okay.
So unwind, reading a great novel is what I do. And when I can afford it, I love to travel. I like to go places. I just like to chill.
If you can remember, when did you make your first million, and how did that happen?
I made my million. Must have been years ago when I sold one of my movies.
Which one in particular? I remember.
If I remember correctly, I think it was a movie titled Hit and Run. I think that was the first time I saw something like that, and I couldn't believe that I saw millions. I won't say I was a millionaire. I saw my first million at the time, if I remember correctly. But that was so many years ago. That is not to say that I have many millions.
Okay, where do you invest? How do you invest your money currently? What are your best investment instruments?
I like real estate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting into real estate and distribution as well. I've basically invested my money as a movie maker into the same business, movies, and then the academy. A lot of my money is also invested in the academy, and a little bit in real estate.
As a producer, how would you love to be remembered?
I would love to be remembered for my contribution to mankind. And if I've been able to put a smile on someone's face through my movies or when I'm good, I like to mentor people, I like to help people realize their dreams if I can, within what I know, which is filmmaking. So I mentor quite a lot of people to also come into the industry and achieve success. Hello, my name is Emem Isong. You're watching Top Niger Stories with Isaac. Keep watching.